British DJs, an American voiceover. It's the Harley and Josh Show.
I did a whole knot there and I didn't even have the mics up. Hello everybody, welcome to the Harley and Not Josh Show. That's what that's supposed to say. Josh is out earning his keep, so instead I have asked for, I was going to say the next best thing, but maybe a mild improvement, we'll find out. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Tom McCarthy to the mic.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Harley.
Is it?
Yeah, because, you know, it seems like the past few podcast things have just been about me. So I feel like I need to come on here.
Oh, yeah.
Let everyone know I'm not a massive egotist.
No, yeah.
just a mild egotist.
Yeah, just a mild one. Yeah, I mean, we talked about you quite a lot for various different reasons, for the Aaron Buchanan shows, with the Rock Project, and the your Tom McCarthy's Masterclassy.
It was special. Did you enjoy it, Harley?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I know you weren't there. That's what I was getting to. Was that yours?
Yeah, yes. You were. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was working.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
The thing that us working people do.
What were you working on that evening?
Wash my hair.
Yeah. A lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. I mean, yeah, I was a little bit late getting to the studio today. I washed my hair this morning. It's busy work.
It looks glorious, to be fair.
It is a lot of work to make your hair look like you've done absolutely nothing to it whatsoever. Yet the other day, I asked you, we'll put a picture up of, man, how do you get your hair look like that? Your beautiful curly locks, and how do you do that?
I just wash it and comb it and just let nature do its thing.
That's it. Man, one day, when I grow up, I want to be Tom McCarthy. So, we should probably talk about you, what you do. For anyone who hasn't heard what you do, what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
Well, various music things, really.
Yeah.
Like you said, I teach at the Rock Project with you guys. I play guitar in a band called Aaron Buchanan and the Cult Classics.
Which we'd love to play some of that today.
I had a moment where I seemed to have forgot to bring the USB stick. I had loads of awesome music on there. I was going to play some Cameo as well because we had a conversation about Cameo.
We were having yes, we did. I tell you what, you'll have to pick a couple of songs and we'll do a Tom McCarthy selection playlist next week just for you.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. And then you've got more reason to listen in and hear me and Josh talk about you even further.
It is weird. I put it... There was one you said where you spoke about me for like 40 minutes. It's when I got the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And I listened to it on a drive home in the middle of the night. And it just got really weird hearing my name. And then hearing my name rhyming with things.
This was, of course, Tom McCarthy's new guitar-thy. So which I think the results were in that it is to be called Tom McCarthy's new guitar-thy.
Yeah. I didn't sanction this, by the way, but I feel like I need to call it that now.
I mean, there was other suggestions. My favourite one was Guitar-y McGuitar-face. But then I thought McGuitar-thy face even continues it even further.
I thought of one for today as well.
Go on then.
Tom McCarthy filling in on the Harley and Josh Podcasty.
Podcasty. That's there we go. Well, now we've got the name of the show, so we've got that bit sorted, and we're only 3 minutes in. Did you want to know what I've been up to?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Usually it's sort of Josh asks that bit, but he's not here, and that's kind of nice. I like it. I mean, if you're listening in, Josh, which you're not, you're doing a gig somewhere. I didn't ask him where this gig was, actually. No. We probably could have promoted it somewhat, but
middle of the day gig is quite interesting.
It is, yeah. I mean, they don't come often, which is nice.
No.
Which those weird timing gigs we'll talk about when we get to my end of week.
Cool.
So this week I've been mostly doing Rock Project stuff during the week. Of course, I joined for the first time on Wednesday with you guys at Copperson High School.
Yeah.
Great, really cool kids there.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice because jumping in on a school that you don't usually do, because you do all the schools, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So Monday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, so you're kind of your head teacher nearly. You're deputy head in that sense.
Yeah. I don't have a tweed jacket with elbow pads on.
Oh yeah. That needs to happen though.
Yeah. That's the next step.
That's the next step. But like with rock projects, like embroidery on it, that'd be cool. But for being the first time of me not having been there for a long time, do you want to hear the noise of you throwing money like an absolute baller?
That's how I live my life, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I feel privileged to be have money rained on me by Tom.
I didn't do it. I'll do it a year later.
Please.
I did it in the corner of the room for everyone that can't see.
You're waiting for the day they bring out a £1 note so you can do it like at least 5 times. It was really cool to sort of see the kids for the first time. I think I did the first couple of weeks there. And one of the students who's still there now, and he's come on a long way. He's got himself his own bass guitar and really throws himself into the performance of it as well, which was nice.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. What did I do for the rest of the week? I don't remember. I haven't actually. Did I gig this weekend? I did. Yes, I did. Although the thing that I was most excited for, which I'm glad I did, was the first recording session, the first proper recording session at Area 51 Studios.
Nice.
Did you see any of the videos that were being posted up and shared about or anything like that? There were pictures.
I saw some pictures. Who was it that you're recording?
Guerrero Street.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Mr. Ben Diffley on drums.
Yeah.
Alfie Harris on guitar. Jacob Marshall Tiernan on guitar.
Yeah.
And KZ, producer, on keys, on organ and vocoder.
Yeah.
And they were just sort of doing sort of instrumental jazz fusion-y stuff.
Yeah.
The most laid-back recording session I've ever done.
Awesome.
Had a really interesting mic setup for the drum kit. Because we got multiple rooms, we had the guitar amp in its own room. That was the first thing I mic'd up, actually. And he had a Fender sort of, I think maybe a Blues Junior or something like that, a valve amp of sorts.
They're great amps.
Yeah, and I put one mic in front of it with intention to put about 3 mics on the guitar to make it sound great.
Yeah.
And this was a ribbon mic right in the centre of the cone, and I went into the room and I was just check on getting signal. I was like, wow, that is just the most perfect sound I got. Took a little bit of low end off, pushed the upper mids, and that was all I needed to do. And it's a real clean sound.
Yeah.
Picked up the reverbs really well, and it was just the perfect sound straight out of one microphone. And I was like, well, that makes my job a lot easier when it comes to mixing 16 or so channels. So that was nice. Then we mic'd up the drum kit, which was interesting because Ben Diffley, he's an interesting fellow, isn't he?
I don't know. I've seen him play a few times.
Oh, okay.
I saw him play at a blues jam once.
Yeah.
And like he started doing this reggae beat, he just took it in like a complete different direction. It was amazing. It was really, really good.
Ben is a very original musician.
Yeah.
And he's a very good studio drummer because he's got it's got a real good feel, a real touch when it comes to sort of the ghost notes and loads, like real dynamic performance.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't necessarily require a massive kit to do that. I've told the story a few times, but a guy turned up to a jam session once and was complaining to Ben that all he had with him was a kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat, floor tom, and a crash ride.
Yeah.
Just like, if there was a bit more, I could play a bit more. And Ben was like, well, it's a blues jam. It's a laid back. It's kind of very, what's the word? You're not there to sort of show off. You're just laying down a groove.
Yeah, not going to do any Iron Maiden type films.
No. So he and this guy was like, yeah, but if you had a few more effects cymbals and a few more toms, I'd be able to play properly, you know. And Ben, he has a stripped down kit for the jam because he's left-handed, so it's easy just to swap over.
Yeah. But
I tell you what, you turn up next week and I'll have a full kit for you. Don't you worry. Oh, awesome. Thanks, man. Turns up next week, 8:30. Bear in mind it starts at 9. No Ben. 7:45. No Ben. Phone him up. No, I'll be there in a minute. Okay, sure. Turns up, kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat. I went, do you need a hand with the rest of us? No, mate. That's all we need. And the look on this guy's face,
Yeah.
it was a picture. But all the drummers that went to the jam that night really enjoyed it because they were like, they struggled so much for, sort of 8 bars or so.
Yeah.
And then once they kind of got into the swing of it, they were being really creative because you don't have a cymbal to accent, but you've got a hi-hat, but you can get so many more sounds out of a hi-hat. So they were being real creative with how they were doing it. And it was a real great, and I think he kept that sort of laid back kit for about 3 months after that for the jam session, and people loved it. And then eventually sort of added stuff on as he felt like he wanted to,
Yeah.
This jam this session was slightly different because he kick drum, 3 snare drums, 1 floor tom, and 2 cymbals. And it was cool because he had his main snare, which was quite a highly tuned Ludwig snare drum, real crack to it, real nice. Then he had a piccolo snare, which is actually mine, a little 10-inch one. Then he had a 14-inch snare that had been tuned so low that we had to actually dampen it because it was just buzzing anytime anything happened. But that sounded really good. I think there is a video going on Guerrero Street's Facebook page. I think the facebook.com/Guerrero Street Music, where they do a groove where he plays it, and he plays between the low snare and the mid snare, and it just creates a really cool sound. And
interesting.
Yeah, it's a really nice setup.
Yeah. What kind of music did you say it was?
Sort of jazz fusion, all instrumental stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of I think they did a Robert Glasper tune.
Mm-hmm.
They did some very sort of Jay Dilla inspired sort of grooves as well.
Yeah.
They finished with a couple of just duets, just drums and keys or just drums and guitar.
Cool.
And they kind of were saying that they don't feel the need to have all the instruments on every song because if it doesn't need it, they don't use it.
That's cool.
And there were points where at every point there were places where they weren't all playing, the guitars would drop out for a bit, the keys would drop out, and that Casey's keys was very minimalist actually. He just played it when it needed to be in, and especially as well with the bass, when you kind of drop it out and then bring it back in, it has so much more poignance to the way it kind of creates. And it was a real lesson for me just to watch, to see how that's done and how they do that, and the communication between the musicians was just incredible. It was great. It was
cool.
Like
a nice easy session then.
Oh yeah, I mean, once we got stuff set up, we were ready to go by 1 o'clock. So it took a little while to set up. The guys turned up around 10 o'clock, got everything set up. They practiced a couple of bits. Come to 1 o'clock, they were like, all right, let's go. And I think we got about 2 hours of recording material done. They did 3, maybe 4 takes of a couple of songs. Some they just did once, and they were like, yeah, that's as good as we want it to be. They didn't want to get too precious over it, which is also a real lesson in when you're working in the studio, because it can be real. You can be so zoomed in.
You completely sanitize stuff if you're like that.
Yeah, I mean, you've done a fair bit of studio work and stuff like that. Even stuff for me for the Rock Project, which that's actually gone up online today. We did for those listening at home, on the Rock Project Ipswich YouTube channel. We've been doing some backing tracks, and you've played guitar on a few of those, most of them really. And we did Frozen, which was an Orianthe song, not the musical Disney song.
Not yet, anyway.
No, that's the next one. That's next week. And we worked on basically getting the vocals, guitar, bass, drums tracked, and then we've done a version up onto YouTube without single instruments. So there's a guitar, bass, drums, and vocal backing track up there ready to go. And if you're listening to anything but the guitar backing track, you can hear Mr. Tom McCarthy doing his magic.
Yeah.
And it great sound. Now, how did you record that? Because I know you recorded stuff at home, and do you use? Yeah. We talk about your Helix quite a lot.
But I didn't use a Helix at all in that.
You didn't. No.
I just used the Logic 10 presets, and I recorded the rhythm stuff, I think, with Tom McCarthy's new McCarthy.
Yeah.
And then some of the lead stuff I used to Strat.
Okay, so you picked different instruments.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite
just
interesting.
To justify owning so many.
Yeah. See, whenever I record guitar, I just use one guitar because it's plugged in and I just go.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's fair enough. Now, for those who don't know about, like you say, we talk about the Helix, but what is a Helix?
So it's a guitar processor. I'd say in the past 5 to 10 years, the technology has kind of changed to make these things amazing now.
Leaps and bounds, yeah.
So instead of having to lug around valve amps, which can sometimes be temperamental, I've got it all in one box now pretty much. I use the Line 6 Helix, which is fantastic. I love it. It's only gone wrong for me once, and I think that's because I had it in the boot of my car and hitting some potholes. I think I jiggled something loose.
Right, yeah.
But I sorted it out and it's fine now.
Nice. And did you send it back to Line 6 for them to repair?
Yamaha do the distribution and stuff now, so it went somewhere to Milton Keynes. Oh, and they fixed it for me.
That's nice.
Completely gratis.
Oh, that's great. And I guess it's got cab modelling as well, so you don't necessarily have to mic it up.
Yeah. I had been touring with the XLR going straight into the back of the Helix.
Yeah.
And out front it always sounded fantastic. But the only thing was the monitor mixed people. It could be really variable. Sometimes it sounded fantastic. Other times they were ragging the gain on it. So it just sounded like a distorted mess coming through to me, even though it sounded fine coming out the front. So I've started gigging again with a cab, and I use a Seymour Duncan. I think it's called Power Stage.
Oh, the little
little 150 watt.
We have one of those come in the shop actually. Yeah, awesome little things.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend that people go to West End Music and buy that.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I love it. I barely turn it up as well when I use it.
Is it got plenty of headroom to it?
Oh yeah,
nice.
Because they do a stereo one.
Okay.
Which is like £700, and that's a rack mount unit. I did consider that, but I thought I don't really need that. I'm not going to be running like a huge line array style type thing with multiple cabs and stuff. So I absolutely love it.
When you're when you say with these touring and stuff, is this mostly like with the Aaron?
Yeah,
gigs?
I mean I use the Helix for everything.
Okay.
So
do you use cabs with your function band?
No, I don't. That goes straight into the PA then, and we use in-ear monitoring for that.
Yeah. So and the band's name, sorry.
We're called Fraudio.
Fraudio. Yeah. Cool.
And we're on the Alive network.
Cool. We'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah.
Okay. We'll circle back to that.
We'll circle back. We'll circle back because that's quite an interesting channel for myself. So Cool. I think that concludes my week actually.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it doesn't, because we're talking about doing gigs on unsociable or odd times. Last minute, I had a gig come through for Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
It was at the Alan Pussycat and Felixstowe. I didn't get a chance to do much advertising for it, which is a shame. But because of what they said we need a band to play 5 till 8. I asked if Chart Attack could do it. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, Oscar, our guitarist, couldn't, and it was a bit too last minute to get a dep in.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, what's a band I could throw together nice and quickly? So I gave Spencer a call from Space Rocks, and we did a Space Rocks gig with Spence, myself, and Toby Houghton on drums. It was really cool, really nice. It was a really odd sound because we were in a very lively sort of pool hall room.
Yeah.
And then there was an archway to where people sat, which was really dead. So it was crazy loud in the room where we were playing, but we were playing in a different room, and they were like, it's really quiet. And I was like, well, this is perfect because the drums are now the quietest thing here, and we had a real controlled sound, which was great. But it's like doing a gig on a Sunday afternoon is weird, especially for a rock band, because we didn't want to go full ham and go like dance around mad. So we kind of had to do a sort of chilled out set because there wasn't a lot of people who were up and dancing. We were playing to people. I mean, my parents turned up and ordered dinner and had their dinner whilst eating us, which was great until we did a bit where they sang along, and I got to tell my parents off for singing with their mouth full.
What were they singing along to?
I can't remember now, actually. Do you ever do that when like, oh, what songs are you playing tonight? When someone comes up, oh, what are you playing tonight? I'm like, I have no idea. Until I look at that set list, I have no idea. And about 10 seconds after, not a clue.
Yeah.
You just don't retain that information. it was probably something like Sex on Fire or Valerie. I think it was Valerie. Yeah. So it was fairly middle of the road music. But it was an interesting afternoon and nice and chilled, and it was good to see Spence again because we haven't gigged for a long time. So yeah, that was my weekend. And that was Gaff Tape Sandy.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's the first time I listened to those guys. I was just saying to you that I was aware of their name because there's a sticker in the toilets of the Swan.
Yeah,
Gaff Tape Sandy. I don't know if they've taken it down yet. But
I hope not.
Rick and Morty thing.
There's a lot of sort of stickering and loads of posters and stuff in the Swan. I think that's part of what makes that place kind of special.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is that kind of that vibe? I remember. I mean, there's actually one of my first bands. There's a sticker. One of our stickers still on top of one of the urinals at the Steamboat from a gig that we did years ago.
What are you called?
Tripwire.
I think, yeah.
I might have even stuck it on there whilst at one of your gigs with Immersia.
Yeah.
It was around that sort of time.
Okay.
That I was going to the Steamboat quite a lot.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to have to venture in there now and see.
Oh yeah,
if
check
I can
it
see
out.
that.
It's great. I think it's got a home phone number on it. I think
nice
because we were a band at the time that mobile phones weren't quite a thing.
Yeah.
And it was more official to have a home number on there.
Nice.
That home number we don't use anymore. So if you want to try and get hold of me, don't use that number because nobody will answer.
Really? No one. So no one's got that number now.
No one uses. No, who uses a home phone anymore?
I think we should call that number now.
Should we call it now? There will be no one home. My dog, maybe.
Oh, so it's your number.
Yeah. It's my parents' home phone number. But nobody answers a home phone anymore because the only people who phone our home phone is like PPI people.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you have a home phone number?
I think so.
Do you have a home phone?
Yeah, there is one there, but
has it ever rung?
No, it hasn't. It's so strange.
If it rung, would it be like one of those things from a horror movie?
Yeah.
Like it's.
I wouldn't answer it. I'll just watch it.
Mommy?
Have you got an answering machine on your home phone?
Probably, yeah. Are you gonna leave it? You're gonna find that number? Are you gonna leave it home?
I will. Yeah. I'm gonna have a little pilgrimage to Steamboat and find that.
Cool.
Use some saucy messages.
Yeah, that. Please do, and it will just terrify my parents. Why is this strange, softly spoken guy calling and telling us how you should try and find everything that rhymes with McCarthy, and mention it on the radio show?
Yeah. I didn't realise how softly spoken I am. Now my own voice is coming back at me in these headphones.
You're quite placid in the way you speak. Yeah. You're no Josh that sort of does these kind of jingles that I'm now about to play because we're now about to go into the next section. But would you want to have this voice?
What'd you do?
I mean, that's harsh. That's
a direct voice.
That's a direct voice.
When people talk. No, when he talks, people listen.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why, but they do. And I guess that I should be a little bit proud that, I'm doing a podcast with him because if people want to listen, I guess that works.
Yeah, but now without him,
we've got you, and people want to hear about you.
Oh.
People want to hear about what you've been up to this week.
Oh, this week? Well,
last week. It's Monday now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been a rock project focused week, pretty much.
Has it?
Yeah. So Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah.
A few weeks before that, I'd been missing out the odd ones because of various different gigs and stuff. Because it's getting into silly season again for functions and things. And I've got a lot of stuff coming up with the Aaron Band at the moment.
Yeah.
Aaron Buchanan, the Cult Classics.
Cool.
Shorthand, I call it the Aaron Band.
Yeah.
Or the Cult Classics.
Yeah. We talk about it quite a lot, so it's easy for us to sort of just say that.
Yeah.
But I think we have played some before, but we'll chuck some more on for next week. Cool. In our Tom McCarthy special playlist.
Yeah. Again, I was going to bring some down.
Yeah.
To talk about it a little bit and play it. It would have been.
Well, tell us tell us about the Aaron Buchanan Cult Classics. What do you do? What music? What do you do? And where do you go?
So, it's kind of like 90s grungy kind of teens rock. we try and make it like larger than life and stuff as well. That the performance aspect is quite important to the band. So
that's part. I guess that's part of your pull as a band. Is
like Aaron's, he's larger than life really. Like he's got a fantastic voice and he's so. I don't know what word you would use to describe that. I'm pulling poses
I'm
right
saying
now.
Extravagant.
Yeah,
there's a better word, but I can't think where it is. Yeah, I'll shout it out randomly and like halfway through the next section.
Yeah, but we've got some cool things coming up with that. We're playing in Cardiff. I've skipped ahead of what I did last week. And
We'll get back to that. I want to hear about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're playing in Cardiff. Not next week, but the week after that.
Yeah.
We did a headline show there, which is good. There's a promoter there who always looks after us really well, and we've got like a bit of a fan base going on down there. So Cardiff's just a great place to play. People still want to go out and see live music there, and it's good. It's a lot of fun.
I went for a night out in Cardiff. Possibly, I think it was a couple of years ago. I was on holiday with my girlfriend. She wanted to meet up with a friend in Cardiff, and that's partially why we went. But I had a night to do whatever I wanted. So I just went out on my own for a night out in Cardiff.
Nice.
And I saw 3 or 4 bands, cover bands, but all really decent, good quality bands.
Yeah.
All in one night. And, there's loads of stuff going on. I probably could have seen more bands, but it's actually quite a big city, and you couldn't physically get from one venue to another. But it was a really great fun weekend.
It's an awesome place there. And
what's the venue you're playing at?
Is Club E4 back? I'm right. It's like Welsh words, and I'm saying it in my Suffolky accent. So I'm sure that's not how you.
It's probably pronounced like mouse.
Yeah. It's when you're in Wales and like all the signs change and it says Araf on the road, which I think means slow.
I've been doing it wrong.
Accelerate into this corner.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. After that, we're doing a couple of festivals. We're doing some shows with Buck Cherry, which is going to be fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Buck Cherry. What was their song? Can we say that they had one big hit, and I don't know if we can say it on the air.
I don't think so.
Crazy. Is it Crazy something?
Yeah.
Crazy Female Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't Google that. It won't come up with much, but use your initiative. You'll know the song, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're doing... Again, we're playing in Scotland and then with Newcastle. And then we're doing the Stone Free Festival.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, which is the O2.
Wow,
cool. Yeah.
Nice. The big O2?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, you've done some big places, haven't you? You've done some nice, December, was it December last year? You played at Coco?
Yeah, that was awesome.
And you were excited about that.
I was, yeah, because I've seen some great stuff there.
Yeah.
And it was on my list of places that I really want to play.
Yes.
So it was fantastic. It was one of the best shows that I've ever played, I think.
Just
the whole vibe and stuff. And when you stand on that stage, you can see it's got like 3 tiers of crowds and stuff.
Right.
So it's awesome.
Can you see the whole crowd? Because I know.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these gigs you do, and you're like, I can see the front row, and then the rest is just black.
Yeah.
And you don't know how these 3 rows of people are making so much noise at the end of the gig.
You can see everyone really, and because it's tiered as well, like.
Yeah.
You can see pretty much everyone. It doesn't go that far back.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, that was awesome.
Sweet. And that was part of a big tour, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was with Royal Republic.
Yeah. And you weren't able to do the whole tour.
No, I wasn't. I only could do the start and the end.
Yeah. Again, that was something you seemed a bit heartbroken about, because it looked like a really good tour.
Yeah, like a full European tour, and it was big venues.
Yeah.
And the Royal Republic guys were really, really nice as well.
Nice.
Which makes those things so much easier, when you get on well with the other band. And it was only a 2-band bill for the whole thing as well, which is pretty crazy, I think.
Right, yeah. So how long was your set time then for that kind of thing?
In between 40 to 50 minutes.
Okay, so still not like
very little bit.
Not crazy long though.
No.
Right.
That's good.
Would the headline band do a longer set then?
Yeah. They did 1.5 hours, I think.
Right, yeah. That's
maybe a bit more than that.
And they did that. Did they do that all in one go?
Yeah, it was. But they had little kind of bits in their set where they did Roxanne, where they would all switch instruments.
Oh,
and that was
nice.
cool. So the drummer came out front and would sing, and the singer, I think he went on bass, and the guitarist went on drums or something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's one. It's a podcast I listen to called The Comedian's Comedian, where they interview comedians about doing comedy, as it makes sense to have a podcast named that, to be about that. And the idea is it's just talking about how they carve their work and the really interesting one was with Jimmy Carr, because he was talking about when he does a full 2-hour show of how he changes the types of jokes that he's doing at various points, because he's like, at 45 minutes you need to do something different because otherwise people's mind will wander. So that's when he'll do a crowd conversation, or he'll do a slideshow comedy bit. And that, I think that works completely for long form gigs as well.
Yeah.
If you're doing a show that's going to be over an hour long, 45 minutes, it might help to do something like that to make it different. Do an acoustic set, or do a cover of a song that no one would expect your band to do a cover of.
Yeah, they did that, and they would do a little bit of Fear of the Dark as well, the Maiden track, which was awesome.
Awesome.
And they did do an acoustic segment in the middle as well. Because they've done like I think it's under a different name, but they released a country album.
All right.
It was all acoustic stuff.
Wow.
They're a fantastic band, and anyone who hasn't listened to them, I highly recommend you check them out. Raw Republic.
Nice.
But yeah, it was cool.
Links
and they're
below.
funny guys as well.
Nice. And was their set the same every night, or did they?
Yeah, it was. But the front man had a saxophone that he was learning to play, and I hear, because I wasn't there at this show, that he tried to play some stuff. I think he tried to do the Careless Whisper thing, and he tried to do Baker Street as well.
Okay, cool. I mean, they're the only 2 songs you ever need to know on saxophone. Exactly. That's incredible. Like, I know talked about Jamie Lenman, and my friend Jack was on drums for the support band, and he said that he's like, I've seen this gig, him do the exact same set 10 times, and even the talking in between is pretty much the same. He varies it depending on where he's at and sort of makes it a bit more personal. He's like, even 10 gigs in, it's still incredible to watch. I can imagine that's a sort of show as well. If it's a good show, you can watch it 10 times and it will still be good.
Yeah, you kind of get Stockholm syndrome when you're on tour with bands, and
right?
Even if they're not that good, you love the music by the end.
Yeah,
you find. But when you tour with someone that is fantastic, then the respect you have for them just increases tenfold. It's great.
It's hard work touring. It's a lot of hours and very sort of stressful environments, I can imagine. Yeah. Especially when you haven't got a lot of time to set up, check, and then you're thrown out onto a stage in front of hundreds or thousands of people.
Yeah. It's like 23 hours of doing absolutely nothing, and then 1 hour of just manic.
And those hours that you're not doing nothing's often travelling as well.
Yeah.
And that's never nice. I mean, even a non-musician can understand that travelling sucks.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, let's go back to your week. How far have we got? Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. So, what did I do on Friday?
I don't know. Tell me.
I don't know. I didn't do anything on Friday, but I played on Saturday.
Okay, where were you playing?
It was near Leamington Spa, so near Daventry.
Okay.
Right, slap bang in the middle of the country.
Okay.
It was about 2.5 hour drive.
Okay, yeah. Now, you go quite far for your travelling and stuff. 2.5 hours, is that a long stint for you now?
That's average for me.
Because your band, Fraudio, are based in...
They're based around Northampton, so kind of Kettering, Rushden. Because I didn't know that these places existed. I thought Northampton was like the whole middle of the country. Yeah, that's it. But now I kind of know the Midlands. And let's do a bit of a live network, because my big news is that Chart Attack have been accepted onto the books for a live network, which I'm very excited about. I've heard they do a lot of work, and they work real hard for bands and stuff like that. And I have to say, public thank you, because you were the one who said, I think they're hiring. Go apply and check them out. Yeah. So thank you, Tom, for you're welcome.
Securing my financial future potentially.
It's a good band. We don't have to go out on court gigs at all. No. Talking about Fraudio. Yeah. The website is great. They've got loads of agents, and when you go up there, you'll see like their main office. Half of it is like this plush call center. Yeah. And everyone's really friendly and like, how's it going and stuff. And then downstairs is like this kitted out music studio with everything. Wow. Yeah. But nice. It's fantastic. And there's some videos of you playing with Fraudio. Yeah. Was this at the Alive Network studio? Yeah, it is, yeah. Cool. Well,
links below for that.
Yeah.
And so if you want to check out what Fraudio and what Alive Network have been doing for you guys, it'll be a good way to see you're playing a lovely. Is it a white P bass?
I wasn't using that. I do have I play bass in this band, and is a white P bass I use.
Oh,
but I used it. They had a P bass there.
Right. Yeah.
So
Nice.
I imagine it's some kind of expensive.
It's probably a US special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
They've got loads of Sir guitars in there as well, and loads of really nice acoustics.
I bet you, as a bass player of the band, you're going, I just want to play those guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just grabbing them whenever I can and playing some Metallica stuff on it.
That's it. They're nice guitars. They're very well made.
They are, yeah.
Sirs.
But yeah, it'll be really good for you guys. Like, I mean, like I say, get into silly season now. We call it, because it's wedding season and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we'll be playing 2, maybe 3 times a week. That's pretty much
awesome
until the end of September, and then it kind of we're still playing like once a week in October. Through then. So it's great.
I had the wonderful task this morning of, they sent us a whole list of right, what are your fees for various places that you want to play? So you had this much for Aberdeen, Edinburgh, all the way down to Cornwall, London, la-di-da. How much will you charge to play in these various places? And it was so interesting to go, when you say about places you didn't know exist, and I was like, okay, well, here's a place I've heard of. I've never seen where, it's here. Well, that I didn't realise that part of England existed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, there's here. Well, that's miles away from where this is. And I still don't know. I'm terrible at geography. But I was like, okay, well, there's this and this. And there were a few places I'm like, oh, well, after a while you go, it's only 2.5 hours drive. That's fine. Yeah. Whereas I know, I remember turning down a gig before because it was like an hour's drive. And I mean, this was a pub gig, and when I was sort of a lot more new to it, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable driving all the way for an hour. Not driving there, but driving home at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then nowadays I'll drive 3.5 hours to get home at 5 o'clock so I can at least sleep in my own bed.
Yeah, that's just the way it is, isn't it, really? And it's difficult to get to a place where you're comfortable playing music. The only way you can do it is, making that effort to travel places.
Especially where we are, because we're sort of tucked away in a corner. Yeah. So if we were right in the middle of, where was that? Kettering. Yeah. Like, where your band are based, they've kind of, everywhere's a little bit closer. Yeah. Because for the one gig that you might get in Ipswich, that they'll have to travel 2 miles for, you might have to travel 2 hours for. Yeah. You then might have traveled 2 hours for the gig the other side. Yeah. And to them that's no big deal because it's 2 hours drive, but that's average. Yeah. So, being in a central location is very useful for these kind of bands, isn't it? Yeah. But I mean, Ipswich isn't that bad because the travel links here are pretty good, because we're on the A14, we're on the A12. Yeah. So I guess we're right on sort of main arteries of the beast of England. Yeah. You just have to add a couple of hours onto all the journeys. So. And do you ever get hotels for gigs that are far away? Sometimes. I mean, we mainly stay in hotels when we do their Aaron Band stuff. Yeah. And I've got a couple of weekends coming up over the next month or so where I'm going to have to be I'm playing with Fraudio and the Aaron Band in on the same weekend. So I'm going to have to be doing some sleeping in my fantastic pink Corsa. Oh, great. Yeah. I'm doing one show, I think this... just above London, probably Hertfordshire, and then I've got to play in Glasgow the next day. Right. So I'm going to try and drive somewhere, sleep in a lay-by, and then get that's a good shout. Yeah. You'll be careful though. I know Ashley Howard from Rock Project, drum tutor, he got stung with this once. They were travelling from Wales once, and they stopped off at like a car park, like a services. Oh yeah. And they all sort of just slept. Him and his family just slept in where they sat, sort of thing. But you're limited to 3 hours parking. Yeah. Because their take is, well, if you've got time to sleep, well, there's a Holiday Inn right there. Mm-hmm. Give us some money for that. So he got fined like 80, 90 quid. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. When you've got signs saying, tiredness kills, take a break. It's exactly. Like, no, you can't stay there because we own this land and we want your money. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I've done it before when I've been around sort of Surrey way, because I used to live in Surrey, so I knew the road. I say I knew the roads. I was like 8, so I didn't drive, but I know when I get to the Fox and Hound that I'm really near somewhere. So you kind of know that there are places nearby that you can just pull over at the side of the road.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky because I've got a van, and when I'm doing gigs where I don't have to take the PA, I've got a camp bed set up that I can just literally just put out and crash in that, which is nice.
That's ideal, really.
Yeah. It's makes life a little bit easier. I've not yet done a gig where I slept a whole night in it. I've done like halfway, slept for half an hour, just give me another lot of energy.
Yeah.
Run into McDonald's, grab a bag of apples because they're actually quite useful when you want to try and stay awake. That kind of slow release sugar.
I don't believe you've ever got apples from McDonald's. Whenever I see you've got some kind of fast food cup in your hand.
Don't ask me where I'm going as soon as we finish to this. But when I was coming back, I did a gig in Nottingham a few weeks ago, and coming back, and I was like, I need something to keep me going, and I went into this service station, just go to loo, and actually I was like, I don't really feel like having anything fatty, because I'd eaten unhealthily as enough, as you do when you're working on the road.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed up 2 bags of apples, and got home at 5 o'clock in the morning, which was great. And so that's my hot tip, my hot take on surviving the road is McDonald's apples. Funnily enough, McDonald's are the largest retailer of apples. They sell the most apples of any other retailer in the country.
Where do you get your facts from? Because you've always got something interesting.
I've always got something, no such thing as a fish.
What?
It's a podcast.
Oh, okay.
It's the made by the writers of the QI.
Yeah, I was like,
the QI.
I'm pretty sure that's not a fact if you're just trying to tell me that now.
No.
You're just trying to...
Well, actually, no, there is no such thing as a fish. That's how the name came by. No, there's no such thing as a fish. I could go into it, but we've only got 16 and a half minutes left, so we better move on.
Okay.
So let's have... I've missed Josh's voice, so we're just going to have to play some...
What's going on?
It really does great, doesn't it?
Not at all. I like his dulcet tones. And fantastic banjo playing as well.
Incredible banjo playing. Bear in mind, he had that a week at this point.
Yeah. Just to go back into what I was doing this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forgot about this.
Go on.
And the banjo playing has reminded me. I'm doing another project. I don't know. I can't really say what it is yet. But it's exciting. I've been recording some banjo and some lead guitar for that.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So...
Can you tell me about it off air?
I will tell you about it off air.
Oh, please do.
But yeah, it's going to be good.
Nice.
Hopefully there'll be some kind of release at the end of the year.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
I mostly want to hear you playing banjo.
There
are many strings to your banjo bow.
I played banjo in the, Waxy Stargle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Pogues tribute band around here. I did that. That's another thing. If you want to be a musician, take the work where you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I love their music, and I really enjoyed playing banjo, and they're all fantastic guys.
Yeah.
So it was
easy,
a win-win-win situation.
Yeah.
But the opportunity came up, and I was like, I don't gig with a banjo, but I can, so I will.
I mean, I did that with Latitude. A friend of mine was playing Latitude, and we went, we need a guitarist. I was like, well, I'm a bass player. She's like, we need a guitarist. I'm like, I'm a guitarist. Did great. That was great fun. And it was, bear in mind, I started on guitar. I was like, I love playing guitar, and I love working with guitarists, and that's part of why I became a bass player, because you get to work with some really good guitarists when you play bass.
Yeah.
But I can't. I do feel that I'm nowhere near quite as a guitarist as what many other guitarists are.
I've only heard your guitar playing on the I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Oh yeah,
backing track that you made.
Yeah. I have done a backing track for Smooth Criminal as well.
Nice.
But that's a fairly easy sort of just riffing one.
Yeah.
But I might get you to do that just because I can't quite get the guitar tone, and your guitar tone is really good. So I might send you a backing track for that.
Cool.
It's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, thank you for complimenting me on my I Believe in a Thing Called Love on my guitar, but not mentioning my vocals that were terrible. So
I forgot about that. I think I just kind of
relapse.
Yeah.
It was a repressed memory.
Yeah.
That's a really good instrumental. They're singing. No, it's really good instrumental. Cool. Well, so was that your week?
Yeah, it was.
Cool. I
We
feel
listen to Josh again.
I want to do. I guess we'll do this like this thing. Tom.
He did stuff. Well done, buddy.
And I even got your name wrong. I've missed Tom. I've missed Josh. Wow, I've not got words right today. Well, cool. So that's a week, and let's talk about what is going on. What is going on?
So I'm doing 3 radio shows this week.
Wow,
It's a
3.
busy one. We're doing one on Wednesday.
That's an odd day.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully it'll be good though.
Is it? What, do you know what sort of event is it for? Is it?
It's a wedding. I think
wedding,
all
okay.
3 of these are weddings.
That's cool.
Our usual drummer is not going to be there though because he's having some surgery on his ear. He's going in on Wednesday.
Oh dear.
So we've got the brother of the guitarist filling in. So they're both in a band called Raging Speedhorn. Have you heard of those guys?
No, but that sounds like a brilliant name.
Yeah, they're a metal band. They've done some mad things like toured Japan and stuff like that.
Wow.
Pretty big band. So
They're
there's
big in
gonna be-
Japan.
Yeah, they're going to be check them out. Like from a few again, there'll be links.
There we go. Links below. Links below.
Nice. So there's going to be 2 members of a band called Raging Speedhorn, metal band playing Mr. Brightside at someone's wedding on
That's
Wednesday.
Just brilliant. I like
Yeah.
that. Awesome. Cool. Wow. So, and whereabouts is that? Is that far away?
I think so. I think these are all Midlands ones.
Okay.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Generally, I like it to be a surprise on the
You
day.
find out on the
I'll
day.
Yeah, I have to set aside generally in between 2 and 3 hours. If there's anything over that, then I'll be aware that
Someone
I
will
need
let
to
you know,
leave
yeah.
more time. because-
Nice.
Yeah.
And are you? I'm guessing you won't. You're going to be back. You'll come back after the gig Wednesday,
Yeah, I will.
and then
Saturday and Sunday I will as well. I don't think there's anywhere crazy far away.
yeah,
Like you were saying, generally I'd prefer to get home when I can.
yeah,
If it's like a 2 to 3 hour drive, if we're finished by 1, I don't mind. It's time to listen to music or a podcast or something like that.
that's it.
And
Yeah,
my stay awake food is Doritos,
yeah,
although there are other crisp brands available.
yeah. So you're going to be one podcast down because you're not going to listen to your own voice.
I don't know. I think that'd make it incredibly surreal.
That might be next level surreal.
Yeah.
Of maybe I will just get me and Josh to record a bit just for you.
Yeah.
We'll have a half hour of me and Josh talking. Oh, how good is Tom? Just so you can have your fill of Harley and Josh show. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that? You up for that? We'll make
yeah, go on
it
then.
happen.
Cool.
We'll make that happen. Cool. I don't think I've got any gigs this weekend, actually.
No?
I've got 2 days working at Worsted Park, which is quite interesting, doing conference work for Fred Olsen. And we've got an awards evening for some charity company. Mementos are playing Saturday night, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing the gig. It's my girlfriend's mum's 60th birthday party. So happy birthday, Yvonne. And we are... so I'm supplying the PA. If they're playing at the Corn Exchange. So
Nice.
essentially, it's their biggest gig of the year, and I can't do it. But they wanted a big, powerful PA system, so I'm taking my PA along, ready for them to go, here you go, and then sound checking. And they've got a guy called Nick on bass who plays for Jupiter Ray, which
we were speaking about
we-
those guys
yeah.
the other day, weren't we?
you knew some of them, or you knew of them.
Yeah, knew of them. The singer, I can't remember
Beautiful
what his name is off the top of my- Yeah,
Beautiful
but
hair.
he used to be in a band called The Morning After, and they were like a Iron Maiden-y style
Yeah,
80s metal band, playing around Essex scene. They were fantastic.
incredible voice. Yeah. I mean, I know them. I saw them. They played our drummer's wedding a few weeks ago, and got chatting to them. They went, well, if you ever need a deb, and well, funnily enough, we do.
Yeah.
So Nick is jumping in. So it was a bit weird because Sunday I was rehearsing with the Mementos because he couldn't make the rehearsal, but they wanted to rehearse
Yeah.
because we haven't played for a little while. So any songs that we did anything weird and different, we sent to him
Yeah.
so he can kind of have a listen to it. But that's pretty much all I'm doing this weekend musically. Apparently something's happening on Sunday. Oh no, there is something happening on Sunday, which we should probably tell the world about. So our rock project adult group are going to be doing a show. Where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Railway.
Railway. Nice. And I can't remember.
I think it's at 2 is when it starts. It's an afternoon one.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So they're not going to follow your advice of playing it nice and cool. It's going to be raucous in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be sweat dripping off the ceiling.
We got a full performance workshop this evening, and we're going to be working on getting that performance top level. So you guys are going to have guitars flailing everywhere. You're going to have microphones being swung around the room, and you'll have the drum kit on the floor in pieces at the end of the last song.
Yeah, it's going to be
after
like
Moonlight Shadow.
If Jimi Hendrix was playing in Kiss in their prime, fronted by Roger Daltrey.
Yeah, and everyone is on fire.
Yeah,
yeah, not literally, but like, well, maybe literally.
Yeah, I think literally.
I think the electronics are pretty sound at the Railway, but maybe we'll find out.
We want to break new ground though, performance-wise. So we want to give people something they haven't seen before.
Oh, good shout! Yeah,
setting people on fire might be a good one.
Yeah, no, that would certainly be new. Did you see that? Was it Ash? What they used to do is they had a Flying V guitar that had a flamethrower coming out of it.
Sick.
And they'd come on stage with it sort of held above their heads with a flaming Flying V, which is terrifying. But I mean, if you're going to do it with any guitar, I think that's the most rock and roll guitar to do it with. So yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. It's going to be great for the guys, though.
Yeah, and I believe it's free entry.
Yeah.
So if you want to see some rock and roll and see what we do at the Rock Project, and see how we create the thing that we do, and we'll work that out.
Yeah. We'll all be there. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be there. Yeah, try and stop me. I'm going to be.
will.
I'm going to be
outside.
Are we going to be? All right. Okay. Yeah. Just fight me.
Yeah. We might give you a vandalizer. I imagine Rainer will be there as well.
Oh, he's going to be there. I'm sure. Yeah. Cool. We'll be headbanging and moshing at the front. I'm sure.
Yeah.
To Moonlight Shadow. Cool. Well, that's great. Where can we find you, Tom?
Me?
Yeah, like keep up to date with what you're doing.
I'm Tom McCarthy across the board now. I think you should go.
Is that because of us?
No, I created that. I know you guys want to take credit for it.
I want to take all the credit for it.
That's my Twitter name for a while, but I think I've got it on Instagram and on Facebook now. So you go facebook.com/Tom McCarthy.
Okay,
and then all the same. I recently downloaded Instagram to my phone, but haven't used it. So
I'm terrible at Instagram.
Yeah, I did it a while ago, but I don't like taking pictures of myself particularly.
No, we do need to take a picture of ourselves to mark the podcast.
Yeah.
Should we do it now, live on air?
Yeah.
I put my phone. I put it right here.
You saw put it in your pocket.
You saw me put it in my pocket and then go, where did I put it? Cool. I'm gonna turn the volume up on my phone so everyone can hear, like, us make a thing. But I don't think I've done it right. Should we do it? Let's do a fisty thing.
Do what?
There we go. This is great radio. You're listening to us take a picture.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. Well,
we've got follow me though. Because it's important, unfortunately, in this day and age, if you're trying to be a musician, to get lots of people following you and stuff.
Totally.
And I'm not very good with updates and stuff, but there will be some exciting updates.
Yeah.
Things we're doing.
Awesome.
Because we'll be playing with, which is an announcement I think I made last week. The Cult Classics are going to be playing with Skid Row as well.
Yes.
In August.
And we're looking, I think us Rock Project lot are going to try and make it to your Norwich show.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. It's David from Rock Project's a big fan of Skid Row as well. So, I mean, as if he didn't need a more excuse to come see you play.
Yeah.
That's kind of signed, sealed, delivered of him being at the front row.
He did try and come to the show at the Coco.
But he didn't, did he?
No, he didn't. he got there just after we finished and managed to watch Royal Republic. So never going to forget that, Dave.
No. Sorry, Dave. That's not good enough. Not good enough.
I imagine he'll do the same thing for the Skid Row show, though.
Yeah, no, he will. He will. I'll make sure of it. I'll be outside fighting him.
Okay.
Cool. Well, we're going to finish with some Pessimist because they are awesome. And
I love Kyron. And Kyron's twins were born on Sunday.
I heard.
So yesterday.
Yeah. Is that why because they were supposed to play at the Waterfront on Friday and that got cancelled?
Yeah.
And I had a feeling it was because his lady went into labour. So
Yeah.
I thought that might have been the case.
Congratulations,
but-
Kyron and Claire, if you're listening.
Yes, absolutely. Congratulations. Hopefully, they'll grow up to be rock stars too.
Yeah.
Like the Kyron man himself.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will see you guys next week. Of course, check us out on iTunes, YouTube. We're now on Acast as well, and various other podcast things. And tell us what you're listening to, and tell other people that you're listening to us. Awesome. We'll see you next. Bye.
See ya.
It's the Harley and Josh Show on iRadio.